Violent weekend in Chicago has left 11 people dead and 60 wounded in shootings across the city. Chicago Police Superintendent Gary McCarthy is addressing the issue as well as recently seized firearms at this hour. Fox 32's political editor Mike Flannery is live with more. Michael?
Well, Corey, Police Superintendent Gary McCarthy is still speaking inside the 10th District Police station here on the west side at Ogden and Christiana. He says that Chicago police had a plan over this bloody 4th of July weekend. Nonetheless, as you indicated, Corey, there was a count of casualties that could have been from Afghanistan or Iraq, but it was here in Chicago, a place some have dubbed Chiraq. The most interesting aspect of this, as we have seen so many times, there were literally a small handful of shootings on the north side, 4 on the north side, and police say in Englewood alone, one neighborhood on the south side, there were 3 times as many, and the police superintendent is chalking that up to guns. He says if he is asked about the biggest difference between Chicago and New York City, where he grew up and where he was a cop for 20 years, he said it is the proliferation of guns. The police superintendent also addressed the fact that there were apparently 8 police officers who discharged their weapons or who had themselves fired upon by offenders. The police superintendent, again, rattling off all of the details of these incidents. In many cases, the offenders, felons, some out on parole, some out on bond, and these offenders, the police superintendent indicated, should not have been on the street. He said many of these incidents should not have happened at all because the suspects in those incidents should have been in the county jail or in state prison. Corey, back to you.
Damn. Yo, what up, niggas? It's your boy Philco here, still in Yekaterinburg, Russia. 82 shot and 14 killed in 84 hours during the 4th of July weekend in Chicago. You know, I really don't even know what to say, because you know what? I remember the video I didn't make too long ago, and I was talking about Black American oversensitivity. And I remember how I mentioned how the littlest things, even when it's not racist, you know, black people want to, or it's not obviously racist, it's a possibility of racism, they jump all over it and think it's like the worst thing ever. For example, the guy on the train, sleeping on the train, cop tried to get him off the train, he was like, nigga, get off me, nigga, get off me, and his hands crossed America for this guy. But 82 shot and 14 killed. I keep looking at the screen because I'm not believing what I'm saying. 82 shot and 14 killed in 84 hours. And we all know this is mostly black on black, and some police officers shooting at some people who I'm pretty fucking sure had a reason to be shot at. So don't give me no, oh, it's the police starting shit. It's not the police starting shit. Now, continuing with this. Where is it, shouldn't we be more sensitive to us doing something to ourselves rather than other people doing it to us? Because when we do something to ourselves, doesn't that really make us Uncle Toms? As you guys call it, even though Uncle Tom was the guy who tried to free slaves, tried to help the slaves escape. But I use a common day slang to refer to Uncle Tom as in a person who likes white people more than black people, doesn't care about black progress. Now, aren't the killers, murderers, shooters, stick-up kids, robbers, burglars, aren't all those people the real Uncle Toms who rob and steal and kill in their own communities? They usually do it with people who look like them. Aren't those the real Uncle Toms? Even if somebody is speaking out against all the negativity that comes out of black America, how can that possibly make that person an Uncle Tom when they're pointing it out to his people? They say in my Russian channel, don't listen to those dick faces who say, oh man, he's making these videos for Russians. This video has nothing to do with Russia. These videos on this channel is 4% Russia. You can look this up on the fucking internet. My other channel with the 85,000 subscribers, that's 55% Russian. That's their channel. And sometimes I talk about America. On that channel, I just recently made a video about about Americans and guns. You know how a lot of Americans are walking around doing the open carry thing, walking around with assault rifles and stuff like that. And I mentioned on that video, I mentioned ironically, the areas where people do open carry, where it's like basically easy to get weapons, those places per person, per capita, are safer than the areas where this doesn't happen, where it's harder to get guns. There's some dickhead American, it's funny because he was a black guy, he was oversensitive. Some dickhead American black dude writes, "Oh, I can't believe you make such an obnoxious video saying their areas are safer because they open carry." I'm like, dude, and you can go read it. I can leave the link somewhere. You go read the comments. I was like, dude, I don't know how well you know English. This is a channel for people learning English. That's one. Two, show me anywhere in the video, show me the time frame in which I said it's safer because they open carry. That's not what I said. And because he's an oversensitive black guy, he goes, "You forgot to mention different issues with the government and this." I'm like, dude, what I'm talking about had nothing to do with that. What I'm talking about is places where gun laws are less strict are generally safer than where gun laws are strict. Because when crimes are usually committed, what are they usually committed with? Illegal guns. That's how. You understand what I mean? So I'm not trying to say if we go to the ghetto, if we go to fucking Chicago where dudes are killing each other every 5 fucking minutes and give them all assault rifles, that is going to be safer. That's not what I'm saying. All I was saying was areas where the gun laws are looser, where you could casually see people walking around with guns, those areas are safer. These are facts. These are fucking facts. You think you see niggas with gangs walking around showing guns? No! They gotta hide them. And that's usually where the places are pretty fucking dangerous. Now, I'm not saying because here. I'm not saying because. This is how it is. I'm not saying reasons. I'm just saying how it is. So if you yell at me and say, "Oh, you don't mention why," I don't fucking give a shit why. I'm telling you how it is. I'm just speaking facts. Now back to this. Now let's pretend for a second. Let's pretend these 82 that were shot, 14 were killed in 84 hours, were all done by white on black crime. Can you imagine the outrage? Can you imagine? Can you imagine the new Al Sharptons that will be born? Can you imagine? But it's us killing us, so it doesn't get that much attention. President Obama doesn't give much of a fuck. Isn't that his home city? He doesn't give much of a fuck. He cares more about what's happening in Israel than what's happening in Chicago. I understand it's his job. I know. I'm not trying to talk down on him because people saying he's the worst president that we ever had, but I guess I'll get to that in another video. But it's just, no one gives a shit. No one gives a shit. No one wants to start on the inside. Everybody wants to start on the outside. It's because of this, it's because, like, you know what the problem is? Let me tell you something. There's also people who are now running around the country, going into ghettos, white kids making videos and fucking with black people. That's what they're doing. They're fucking with black people. That's all they're doing. Farting in your faces, taking your cell phone, just fucking with you, just for fun. Making money off of the black person. Black people are very easy to use. Very easy. And let me explain to you what I mean. The reason why black people are easy to use is because black people always need to seek for an outsource. All the time. Something outside of the circle. Whether it's for blame, whether it's for help, we can never start inside. We depend on that outside. So let me give you an example. A lot of times in these videos I'm watching, if they're even real, where the fucking white guy would take someone's cell phone or fart in them, they rarely ever get hit. But I guarantee you, if it was a black person doing that to them, some random nigga like, "Yo, give me your shit, I want to check the time," they would spaz on that black dude much harder than they'd spaz on that white dude. For these white dudes to go around taking cell phones and shit, they walk away just fine. Niggas get killed for wearing the wrong colors. Am I making this up? I'm just saying. These dudes get away with a lot of shit compared to what we would get away with our own people. Why is that? I watch the videos. These dudes barely get touched. I watch the videos. You can find videos of black dudes getting beat up by black dudes all day, whether it's the knockout game, whether it's I want that nigga jewelry, all this shit. But these white kids could do this to you and they just get a punch once in a while. But anyway, people, I guess that's all I gotta say. Fucking 82 shot, 14 killed in 84 hours. If you're really black and sensitive, this should really fuck with you. Not just when white people do it. It shouldn't matter that who's hurting your people. What should matter is that your people's being hurt. Not who's doing it, just the pain. We gotta stop always looking on the outside for things. That's all we can do as black people. Oh, it's their fault. Oh, I need them. Stop. Start with us. Stop blaming them. We're a people too. We're not dogs. We're not dogs, people. We're a people too. If you really feel you can't get shit done in America, if you really feel that, there's a world out there. Nothing's stopping you from exploring that world. There's a fucking world out there. There's many things you can do independently. There's many ways you can support your people. You want to start supporting your people and you're getting tired of other people, buy clothing that isn't Louis Vuitton or something. Buy some clothing, FUBU or some shit. Help support our people. I don't know if I would say buy Jordans. I think Jordans is just overpriced. They don't give a fuck about you. It's just really overpriced. And I'll get to that some other time. But anyway, let's focus more on our people being hurt rather than who's hurting them. Let's focus more on the inside than always looking at the outside, you know? That kind of makes us look, I don't know if you guys notice it, but it kind of makes us look subhuman. It's like we can only serve. We can only beg. We can only point and blame like they're our parents. It's because of them. It's because they have control over us. That's why these things happen. We need them to make things better. Once they do, I don't give a fuck if 1,000 guns were dropped and fucking vials of crack were dropped in the middle of fucking Bed-Stuy. As a people, we should know better than to start shooting each other and selling that drugs to each other. I don't give a fuck. There's many people out there around the world, you could drop guns and crack right in the middle of the neighborhood. They're not going to fuck with it because they're smarter than that. But us, we just dive in. I gotta get it. I gotta get it. Other niggas, I gotta get them. I'm out.